Hey, good morning, Bayesian. Thanks for offering to let us come in and chat with you about the yen. I love chatting about the yen. I have some interesting thoughts I want to share with you. Obviously, this is a weekly chart of the futures market. I trade the futures, not the forex, and we're definitely 100% in a downtrend, and for good reason. That's what I wanted to chat about. I think their money's pretty much close to being almost worthless myself. I mean, these are just my opinions. This isn't, I'm not an economist or anything, and I want to chat to you about it. But beginning of the year, we have been in an uptrend. We're up 6.5%, and the yen is one of the leaders on the futures year to date. So you can see that the yen is up 6.5%, where you have nat gas down 21% at the beginning of the year. Um, And so anytime you get these overstretched markers, you need to be looking for a retracement. And so if you take a Fibonacci from this last push, whether you use this high or take the highest high, you can tell we're in the zone for that pullback. Um, and depending upon, that's what's so subjective about Fibonacci. It's like, which one of these peaks do you choose? Do you take the highest swing, or do you take, your leg down? And I think I'm going to take this one and show you that we're right there in the sweet spot for this reversal. So we broke out, and now we got a big, strong reversal candle. So, if this is, the start of the move down, then we're going to come back down quickly, but I don't think it is. I think we're going back up because we have not filled this gap. There is a weekly gap that is huge. It's gigantic, and it's sitting right there. So I'm thinking that we're going to continue up, hit that gap, and then come down, crashing. We've got this over here that sent it up the first time, the consolidation that you look for out of your bounce boxes. And I do the same thing. So we hit the bounce box, bounced up, and I think we're heading to that gap. So then we're going to come back down, and I don't think it's going to stop at first target or second target. I actually do think that this is going to zero, and it is right there, and that's what I have targeted for a long-term trade on this. But and that's just because of their economy, 2.5 times their GDP. Their fiat currency right now is purchasing treasuries and the European treasuries, so they're converting their fiat currency into dollars and euros basically to run their economy, and you just can't survive like that. So they're going to have to get some technology, do something drastically to turn their economy around, something that they have not been able to achieve um, at this time. So definitely keep your eye on this continued move to the downside, and I say look for that gap on the weekly chart and see if that's on your chart as well, and that should get filled. When I see a gap, they come up to that first gap line right here. They'll come up to this first gap line, and it'll hit hard like hitting a wall. Let me take the Fibonacci off so you can see it. So it'll come up to that gap line like hitting a wall and just bounce off of it. So don't be surprised when that happens. But eventually it turns around, fills the gap, and then once it fills the gap or gets halfway into it, it could turn around and just take off back to the downside and not even really fill it. But don't think that that first bounce off that brick wall is going to be it. It could likely tail back around, try to get back up inside that area, and then look for that second push down really off that gap line. So I think the trade of the century will be trading that back down there. And then if you want to hold a trade, zero is, you know, where that is. Just my opinion. And of course they can pull a magic bunny out of a hat or do something and come up with some sort of miracle fusion or whatever technology, and that'll change the story. Snap your fingers. But right now we're running to zero on the yen. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed your video. I hope y'all have a great day, and let me show you the risk disclaimer, because in case someone thinks I'm trying to sell something and I'm not, there is the government disclaimers. Appreciate it. Thanks.